everybody, it's me. So the mysterious package that I had delivered earlier was horror of horrors, a tripod with a ring light. Because during a discussion with a couple of people yesterday, they basically pointed out to me that sometimes video is a better medium to convey thoughts and intentions maybe than writing. This is a little message really about the French Virtual Support Network. Although I've tried to explain my vision for what the group potentially could be in a small blurb on the site, I really thought that possibly it was worth trying to explain it and see if that was more easily translated, really. So be scared, be very scared. I can now make videos. I don't want to, but I can. Anyway, I just wanted to talk to you about what the thinking was behind creating the group. Basically, when I first moved here, one of my biggest fears was losing the existing networks that I had in England. And that didn't only include, obviously, my existing friends and family, but also included my business network, which I've spent over 25 years building up and creating. And to be fair, I don't believe I've ever got a job through any other method than recommendations and networking. And also the fact that when you leave a country that you've lived in for so long, you also leave the safety and the comfort of knowing where to go to get help for many other things that you may encounter issues with. So originally when I first got here, I did continue to network in a very different way, I guess, than previously. But that basically included just talking to anybody and everybody I met. And also going to things like markets and meeting artisan people who created stuff. And interestingly, I met some really, really great people and some really supportive people with whom I could talk through business ideas, bounce things off, things like that. Because let's face it, a lot of us come to France and change direction entirely and set up businesses around things that we haven't necessarily done before. Obviously, the last couple of years has made getting together with people and going out and about much more difficult, as does getting into the routine of actually working for a living rather than enjoying the initial adventure. So obviously networking as such has taken a bit of a hit on that, as has, in my opinion, well, certainly for me, my motivation, my energy and my kind of drive to get stuff done. Quite on top of that, of course, for those of you who know me personally, for those of us who are susceptible, let's say, or have had issues in the past with mental health issues, this pandemic, frankly, has not helped one jot. And I've struggled, again, after thinking I'd conquered every demon I had going, of course. And to that end, one of the things that I started doing fairly recently was, as some of you know, writing a blog. And the very interesting thing that I've gained from that is that although some people who know me thought I was extremely mad to be putting out effectively my deepest, darkest sometimes feelings in a very, very public kind of arena, what I've actually found and what I've actually gained from that has been enormous, and I can't even tell you. People who I never would have normally met or come into contact with, people who I don't know from Adam, have actually taken the time out of their day to not only tell me that through reading something that I've written, they may not feel quite so alone, or they know then that other people might feel like that. And also, more importantly and much more touching to me, is that they've actually taken the time to let me know that potentially things that I've written have actually made a difference in how they're feeling or in their day or at that particular time. So I think I'm realising more and more that none of us are an island, and we are undoubtedly better together, which most of us know anyway. However, some of us aren't in the privileged position of either living with others. I mean, some of us came here in the first place on our own, and some of us have came here in a different situation and has since ended up on their own for reasons outside their control. Over the years of being here, I've certainly thought about trying to create a group like this, more focused really on the business side of things and for small business owners. But the more and more I spoke about it with people, or the more I delved into exactly how I would do it, the problems based around that would be that there are many other avenues that you can get help in terms of how to create businesses, you know, the practical side of things like that. And also from doing what I previously did in France, which was help people with administrative services and things like business setup, I have actually worked very hard this year to back away from that and really go in another direction. So what I didn't want to do was create something that was purely business based. But the more I think about it, the more I view the potential value of an online community that basically helps each other and supports each other through all kinds of things, whether, you know, maybe you're having a down day or a down period, whether you need clarity and you've been sitting on your own trying to work through something for so long. I know that feeling because for about 6 months I've been trying to work out exactly what I want to do with this. And sometimes just sitting on your own and overthinking and thinking something to death just gets you nowhere. So the thought of having, you know, a safe space where you could either say, look, I'm not feeling great, or I've got this issue, I don't know how to start going about sorting it out, or I'd like to do this, but I'm not sure whether it's a crazy idea, or all of those things. The more I think about it, the more I feel like everyone has something that they need help with, whether it's on a personal level or a business level. So, I've obviously started the group. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for you joining it. I know some of you have honestly, purely and simply joined it to support me, and I love you more than I can say for it. But the aim here is to build a community that actually helps each other and maybe just makes life that little bit easier and more joy-filled. And people with different personalities, different perspective, different points of view. So basically, what I wanted to say in this message is, if you have joined the group relying on me to give you direction and to tell you what you should do, etc., etc., then basically we are all completely screwed. But if we all interact and help each other and act like the group is not something of mine but something of ours, then I really think that this group could grow to be something truly invaluable for some people. Now, I absolutely promise you that because I see the value in this, I am prepared to put the work in to try and kickstart it. You're probably already bored with me posting my positive memes and all the rest of it and trying to get topics of discussion underway. But I honestly, and here's the killer, I cannot make this work without you. So, this is a plea from me to you. Whilst nobody who is a part of the group is under any obligation whatsoever to interact if they don't want to, and I want to make that really, really clear. For those of you that do, please, maybe some of you aren't quite as used to bearing your soul to the whole wide world as I am, but I promise you, potentially it might do you good. And the more you guys interact, the more successful this group may potentially become. So, what do I want you to do? Well, I want you to do anything you can. I want you to post memes or tips for well-being or tips that you think are valuable, whether when it comes to sleep, exercise, just generally feeling good about yourself. If you're not feeling good, I want you to ask for help, whether it's just for people to say, I feel like that too, it's okay. You may find it makes the world a difference. If you're looking for advice on direction or clarity, there are people in this group who will interact and who will help you. That I promise you. And also what I really want more than anything from you, because originally I was trying to prepare all of this and then launch it in some finished form. But to be fair, it would never have happened. So the fact of the matter is, I've put it out there as it is, in the form it's in right now. So I need to know from you what would actually help, what sort of things you want to see on there, what kind of content we can create together. I also want you to invite people who you think could benefit from being a part of this group. And that's not just people who potentially might have problems, issues, challenges, they're on their own, but also people who can help the members of that group. So if you know people who are into well-being or fitness or, sort of mental health advice, then please invite them. Anyway, that's just really all I wanted to say, just to try and convey more the point of what I was trying to do by setting up this group. And, it could turn out to be one of my most balmy ideas, but, I've had plenty of them and I've always given it a go. So I personally think that there's potentially real value in this group and building it together. So fingers crossed. Anyway, have a great new year, and please God, let's hope that next year is better for us all. Thanks. Bye.